bring in the president of the Black Lawyers Association, that's Advocate Bayethe Maswazi, who's with us via our video link this morning. Great to have you on the program, Advocate. Thanks so much indeed for your time. If it is to be believed, according to Advocate Teffo, that the arrest warrant that was used here is from January, is it a foregone conclusion that the arrest itself would have been illegitimate?
Not necessarily, but what is suspicious to us is the fact that the arrest itself is carried out so dramatically under the circumstances in which the officer of the court, that is Advocate Teffo, was busy performing his duties to the court and to his clients. We feel it's a very sad day for constitutional democracy in South Africa and the independence of the judiciary, which depends on the independence of the legal profession, the cornerstone of which is that officers of the court that conduct defense of accused persons in court should not be disrupted or have be humiliated in the manner we have seen Advocate Teffo being arrested.
Yeah, in fact, it's been described as a grave affront on the legal profession by some people who've commented on what's actually taken place. And, you know, the real concern now is the stain that this might have, not only on lawyers generally speaking, but on a case that's been so complex already. I mean, how concerned would you be, for instance, as the Black Lawyers Association, about the impact that this might have?
We are very concerned that if this tendency is allowed to continue, then you are likely to have a situation where even witnesses of the defense called upon to testify on behalf of accused persons might not feel safe to do so as a result of the intimidatory tactics of the SAPS that we saw yesterday.
Are you still with us, Advocate?
Yes, I'm still there. Yeah,
all right, it sounded like we lost you there for a moment. I'm not sure if you were still completing your thought.
Yes, I'm saying, as you say, it has got a profound impact in the functioning of courts, in the sense that defense witnesses that are called upon to testify in court might be intimidated, knowing that they will be subjected to such Hollywood-style arrest by the police, in some instances just to intimidate them from testifying for the defense. And as I have said, the independence of the legal profession or the independence of the judiciary depends largely on the independence and fearlessness of the legal practitioners to represent accused persons in court. If they are intimidated, as we saw yesterday, then the survival of the independence of the judiciary is a threat, and therefore the constitutional democracy itself.
What is also more concerning, of course, is the allegations that are being made by Advocate Teffo that it is the police minister and the top brass in the police that are actually behind what took place in court yesterday. We all know about the separation of powers. People in the executive should not be meddling with what's actually taking place within the judiciary. Given that dynamic, how should this matter be handled?
We note that the Minister of Police, who has been fingered by Advocate Teffo, has indicated that he is going to is investigating the issue and will be receiving a report. But we are suspicious that he is not condemning what happened, and it behoves him as the member of the executive to condemn what happened so that it doesn't happen again. And it is difficult to distance that arrest from the case itself, given how it was carried out. And any member of the public who sees certain parallels between the arrest and what has been said in court might be forgiven for making such conclusion. And this could have easily been avoided by carrying out the police function in a dignified manner that promotes the repute of both the profession and the judiciary.
The question then becomes, what kind of reprieve or relief can Advocate Teffo actually get if it does, emerge that what happened was a grave injustice, not only against him, but against his profession as well? Especially because, again, this is taking place in a context where he alleges it's not the first time that he'd had this kind of arrest taking place.
Well, personally, on his part, he has got a number of remedies. I'm sure he will be properly advised. If the arrest itself is unlawful, he's entitled to institute proceedings for a remedy. But on the side of the public, all constitution or constitutional democracy-loving people have to condemn what happened yesterday so that it does not happen again. And we expect the minister to follow on to his word to make sure that the officers that carry out these things are reprimanded or even have disciplinary action taken against them for internal accountability within SAPS.
Yeah. If, again, it does emerge that the arrest was unlawful, who should be taking the fall, legally speaking?
The minister should take the fall because he's supposed to put measures in place to ensure that things like this do not happen. It is impossible to define ourselves as a viable constitutional democracy in circumstances where acts of this nature happen.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your take on this. I imagine it's a story that's nowhere near over, and we'll continue tracking the different moving parts as they unfold. That there is Advocate Bayethe Maswazi, who's the president of the Black Lawyers Association. Once again, appreciate your time.